All right. We live, episode 4 of the Bad Dad Podcast. We want to welcome you if you never tuned into an episode of the Bad Dad Podcast. This is the Manual for Good Fathers. I'm your host, Julian Russell, the official Bad Dad. I want to become a better dad, a better father, better friend, better son, better grandson, better godfather, uncle, everything of the above. On here, we encourage fathers to become better fathers. We want to learn, we want to teach, and we want to, do this thing together. So today on episode 4, we got none other than my main man since the 90s, Brother Mike. He's a custodial parent of 5. Man, thank you for coming, man.
Appreciate it,
my brother, man.
Having me.
How you feeling, man?
Cooling, man. Blessed.
So let the people know a little bit about you, where you from, how old you are, how many kids you got, the good stuff.
I'm Michael, man, 41. My oldest is 21 and my youngest is 7. Divorced, you know what I'm saying? So, it's hard, you know what I mean, when you want to be you're trying to be a man, trying to be, a father, you know what I'm saying? So when you finally, catch your stride, you be, you know what I'm saying, you be all right, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And like I thought I had my stride. Well, maybe I did have my stride, and some things happened, and I fumbled the ball, you know what I mean? So now I'm trying to pick the ball up, keep it rolling, score me a touchdown. Got other kids, you know what I mean? Right. So just want to do things differently than I did, where I feel like I may have failed or, maybe disappointed my daughter in some sense. So you said you got 5 kids, you was married before. Mm-hmm. How was that?
It was a learning experience. I'm saying I won't knock it or nothing like that. As men, sometimes, what I learned through it, I need to focus on just being a father. You know what I'm saying? Like it gets real difficult when you don't really know who you are, you don't know your value as a man, you know what I'm saying? So when you really, discover that, figure that out, you know what I'm saying? Especially as a single parent trying to figure it out without having, a healthy family or a girl or something like that, you know what I'm saying? You really find out who you are. It's good for you as a man, you know what I mean? To find out who you are, to become that leader. So, I had to really, hone in on focusing on just me and the kids, you know what I mean?
Okay. Now, I forgot to mention, we have the unofficial, official bad mom. So we got a bad mom on the podcast. Basically, she doesn't want to be seen. She puts her input in sometimes, but she down to earth. She's real. She's not biased to, either gender, you know what I mean? And she says the real facts of what men should do, what women should do, you know what I mean? And she don't hold no boundaries. So we got the bad mom in the building. What's up, bad mom?
It's me, it's Jeannie, I'm back.
All right. So you were married. How many kids did you have in the marriage?
I had 4 in the marriage, and I had 1 coming in. And like I said, that's, I see a lot of people, they do that, they have mixed families, you know what I mean, blended families, if you will. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that, if there's gaps to be filled, you know what I mean? In my case, though, I think that, I am the father. I had to, those family court lawyers, you know what I mean? They ain't cheap, you know what I'm saying? So when you have a father that's there, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's entitled to do what they're supposed to do, what they want to do, you know what I mean? But, in my case, I feel like being a father, you know what I mean? I paid, you know what I mean? I had to pay the cost, you know what I mean? I had to pay the cost. I really wanted to be in my kids' life. I took, financial losses. I took, spiritual, mental health, all that, you know what I'm saying? Just to be there, and I'm not complaining about it. So, whatever the other parent want to do, that's on them, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to pay for it, though, you know what I'm saying? That's all, you know what I mean?
Now, you're a custodial parent, right?
Right. I have shared custody, so everything is 50-50 with my 4 kids from the marriage.
Right, okay, because he always got his kids, you know what I mean? I applaud you for that, and that's why I wanted to have you on here, because you,
appreciate
you know what I mean? In my eyes, you're a great dad, you know what I mean? But I'm sure, like we say in the other episodes, to somebody, you're a bad dad.
Right, no, for sure.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So,
for sure.
Thank you again for coming on. Okay, so 4 kids in the previous marriage, 1 before you weren't married when you had Shorty. Right. So again, that's another reason for the podcast. I grew up in that 2-parent home. My parents weren't married, rest their souls. However, I woke up with both of them. You know what I mean? Like, so I was the only child. Like, I woke up with both my parents, my mom, my dad. I learned things from both of them. You know, like, we was really close, you know what I mean, until they passed. You know, never really had no fall ups. You know how people don't talk to their parents and stuff? Like, it wasn't like that. So now that I'm a parent, and sometimes it may be a little distance between me and my oldest daughter because, you know, she's a child. I'm the parent. You know, back in the day, you didn't see eye to eye with your parent all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Y'all agreed to disagree or whatever. But for whatever reason, we do have like some sort of disconnect, and I want to, you know, try to figure out what I could do differently to mend that situation, and for other people that's watching, for them to mend that situation. So how close are you and your kids?
So, real fast, I want to comment on what you said. Like, you know, with my oldest daughter, it's you know, sometimes it's the same way. A lot of our issues, you know, if you take the time to look, a lot of issues that we have sometimes as dads are really not. Sometimes it's not our issues. It's issues that's going on that are being brought to us, and now, you know, however we react to these issues, you know, our children are watching. You know what I mean? And the second question, yeah, me and my kids, like, you know, we got to the point where it's like, you know, when they're not around, it's like, man, what am I supposed to be doing? You know what I mean? Like, we hang so much, you know what I mean? And as a single father right now, you know, people tell me I really have to find that balance, you know what I mean? To, you know, that's not all I'm supposed to be doing, you know what I mean? I really, you know, got locked in, you know what I mean? And, you know, it's a blessing. You know, I have no complaints about it. So, you know, we pretty close, we pretty cool. God bless, you know what I mean?
And how long have you had the custody, the partial custody?
It's been going on 6 years now.
Fire.
6 years.
Okay. Now, you know, we want to cover all aspects of being a father. So you being a custodial parent, you got partial custodial rights for your child or your children. Like, how do you feel about, I won't even say step parents, but like other parents being around your kids?
Like I said in the beginning, like, it just depends. Like, I feel like, excuse me, if there's a gap that needs to be filled, then by all means, you know what I mean? But if there's a father, there's an active father being there, you know what I mean? The dude really there for the mom, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's their business, and that's, you know, that's their right to do whatever they want to do. You know, that's just my opinion, though, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Now, that's a cool opinion, but do you meet the man that's staying in your house with, like,
No,
well,
for
not
sure.
in your house,
Yeah,
but
for
staying in
sure.
your baby mom's house with the kids? Like, do you meet them? Is y'all properly introduced? Like,
if that, to me, you know what I'm saying? I got my own program, I got my own house, so I really don't try to intermingle the households and all that, but stuff does happen. So if I feel like, you know, that's necessary, cool, but really, again, you know what I'm saying? Like, when the word stepfather, stepmother, I feel like it comes from, you know, being, you know, where there's a gap that needs to be filled. You know what I'm saying? If there's no gap that needs to be filled, that's just that person's wife or significant other. You know what I'm saying?
But wouldn't they have to play a role if they're in the same household? Because, like you stated, you have joint custody. So joint custody means it's 50-50. So
Right.
half the time they're still in the household, and there's other rules, I think what you was trying to say, that's gonna be implied in that household when she's in another relationship with a male.
but
or
see,
female.
Mike
or-
cool as hell, because Mike like, shit, I don't even really care. She could have 1,000 niggas over there. I ain't really in that lady business. But like,
But it's not in her business if, like, she's in something long, like you said, it's been 6 years, right? So if she was in a 6-year relationship, then that would be something serious. I mean, that man would be around your children in your absence, not the elect of your presence.
But he there for her, though.
He's
but
there
what if
for
she
the
have
household.
6 different men in them 6 years?
But she should, yeah, that part she should have him around.
But stuff like that goes on. You know what I mean? And like,
does happen.
I have been in situations like that.
But see, when you go through the courts and you have that stuff in place, like you said, you have no control. So you have to check out kind of emotionally.
Right.
So to not have your mental, you know, affected, you know, so where you're acting out of emotion instead of the court order, right? So that's what I'm saying. In that same case, when you have a parent substitute in their house, it's not just a domesticated partner no more, because it's bigger than, if it is long term, if it's short term, people are there. So, like you said, like what's the, like you just don't.
The balance is where it's like, what now it comes down to what's the man's intention for, in my opinion, what's the man's intention? Because it's like, are you there for the mother, or who you trying to make your own family?
So do you have those conversations?
Well,
Like,
I'm not. I haven't had to have those. I mean, with my first child's mother, yeah, like you know what I mean. And shout out to them because, you know, one of her kids' fathers, me and him, that's the bro. We cool. You know what I'm saying? Like it's, you know what I mean. And you know that's how it should be in a better world. You know what I'm saying? Where everything has a right situated place. You know what I mean? But again, like people try to cross boundaries. People don't even understand what that is. You know what I mean? If there's a need, if there's a gap, and you with somebody, you care about them, you love them, whatever the case might be, then you fill that gap. But if not, you know, I feel like, you know, anything else is crossing a boundary, you know, to a certain degree.
Okay, so from him stating that, I got a little more insight on how he really feel about it. You know what I mean? Because at first, I'm like, he don't give a fuck? Like, all right. Like, I was in a situation, I'm in the hub, I'm in the car, I'm chilling, I'm on the block. This guy walks by, looks me dead in my eye, turns around, like, I'm watching him, like, comes, gets in my car. I'm so baffled, like, who the freak, like, he like, bro, no disrespect, I deal with your baby mom, man, she crazy, man, I love your daughter and all that. I never seen this man before in my life. And you know, I do comedy, a lot of shows, like, I know a lot of people. I've been around every side of town. For this man that I've never saw ever in my life, to be able to know who I am and come and feel like he had to have a conversation about me and like, yeah, man, I live over there. You live over there with my daughter, who's a young adult, sprouting and things of that nature, and I don't even know you. Like, stuff like that actually grinded my gears. It pissed me the fuck off. You know what I mean? And to this day, I never mentioned it to her. Never mentioned it to my baby mom, you know what I mean? Because it's like, at this point in time, this was probably like 3-4 years ago. So my daughter was probably about 15, 14. You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, how you just got anybody around my kid? Like, and you have another child by another man. So like, you just have anybody around my kid and this guy? Like, you just don't give a freak. No limits, no boundaries, no nothing. But then like, I didn't care like that she got a man, because I don't care. Like, I had sex with my baby mom one time, and the story is true. Like, they be like, it only takes one time. It took one time. My daughter 18 years old now. So it wasn't that, like, oh, you doing this, but got a whole man living with you, and my daughter, and I take care of my daughter. And
but you wouldn't take that as a form of that initial, like, you felt like the introduction had to come from the baby mother? Like, maybe it was whether it was a pillow talk or whatever, and it was revealed that you were that child's father. So he took it upon himself, like, okay, out of a form of respect, I'm going to go and holler at that man because I know him, whether you knew him or not. And he came and was like, okay, I'm there. I'm in that household presently. And I'm
But he wasn't talking about that. He was like, yo, your baby mom crazy. Like, it was some weird shit.
See, like, why it got to include, you know what I mean? Why the dude have to bring you into it, though? You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't know.
But like, it didn't have anything to do with my daughter. And it made me think about, like, what type of situation is my child in?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? When I'm not around.
That's the corny stuff. Like, why it got to be at his expense?
I get what you're saying. Oh, trust me, bad mom. I get what you're saying. Like, he was like, oh, I respect them, boom, 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 yeah.
Right.
But we wasn't talking about, like, how great of a child my daughter is, and you know what I mean? Like, he was talking about how my baby mom be crazy and acting all, like, and I just was like, wow.
I was just talking about what we were initially talking about. So that's why I thought, like, he got into the car to introduce himself, like, hey, I'm here in that household, and then
he was trying to leverage his situation. He was talking about his issues.
Right, but like, I don't care about you. I don't even know his name to this day. And if I seen him, I wouldn't even know it was him, because that's how off guard he caught me. I was in my neighborhood on in the hood on the block. I'm too old to be like my block now, because I don't own that block. But I was back in there. It was on my block. I never seen you. Like, how the freak did you come and tell me about, like, this woman that I have a child with that lives there? Like, so what is she seeing? Because, like, I read people real well. So the vibe that I got from dude, it wasn't like, it was like, I try to be careful with my words now because I read more. You know what I mean? But, like, it wasn't like, I didn't get like he was about to teach my daughter or anything. You know what I mean? So, like, when I'm a stepdad or when I'm in a situation with kids, moms, and I deal with the kids, like, I'm teaching kids things, I'm doing things with their kids, you know what I mean? Like, it done been some incidents where I felt like, damn, you being a better father to them kids than your own kids, because you around them kids more. You know what I mean? But, like, when I spoke to that gentleman at that time and he introduced himself and expressed his disconcern for my baby mom, I wasn't feeling that shit. So, like, that's why I was asking Brother Mike, like, yo, how do you feel about the stepdad, or not? It's not even stepdad, because stepdad technically is a married man to your child's mother. They're married.
Because as a woman, I always had to have a different perspective or view from the, coming from the outside in, because my kids was gonna always. Men are typically known for messing with multiple women, so of course my kids was gonna be around multiple women, as opposed to I didn't bring nobody. Okay, I can say even my boys, they met on default maybe 2 people, 3. I've never brought nobody
Now,
around.
for the new viewers, how many children do you have?
3.
You have 3 children. How old are they?
25. One's about to be 24 and 6. 7. So, yes, big old gap.
Right. So, like, was I wrong? Well, am I wrong for feeling that type of way that I feel like?
I feel like a dad, like, from what I, what we know as being good dads, like myself and Drew, like, we don't need nobody to step parent our kids. Though.
I don't. Like, I really don't. And, like,
you know what I mean? When
it was
you
a
sacrifice,
point.
when you have blood, sweat, and tears, you doing everything that you doing, like, it's really no, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's y'all relationship. That's what y'all doing. Like, you know what I mean? This is what I got going on, respectfully. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need, you know what I mean?
So when, in some, some cases, like, you see some people, like, that got kids, all right, let's say, oh, my man so-and-so, baby mom, yo, she mess with bro. Man, bro be drunk out his mind. He be doing lines, bro. Bro, not a good look, bro. Like, yo, bro, like, Bobby,
And that's fine.
He raising your kids.
That's fine. You could keep that over there. But, like, yo, listen, the kids gonna know, everybody gonna know we keeping this thing in order, and that's what, you know what I mean? That's what it is, because, I sacrifice a lot to be around them, you know what I'm saying? So, we spending that time, we having them conversations, you know what I'm saying? That's very important, you know what I mean? That's key, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to come off like, standoffish, but if it was a need, then God bless, you know what I'm saying? But if it's not, you know what I mean? All more to the good, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Anything, bad mom?
No, I just think it's always going to be an interaction. Like I said, if it's long term.
But it's not going to be an interaction like if like it's hidden, because technically at that point it was kind of hidden. Like, if that man would have never came and got in my car and said nothing, I would have never knew.
You would have never knew. But, like, so you're saying you'd rather it be hidden? So
No, I want to know who's around my kid.
Because see, then it goes to the kids keeping stuff from you too now.
No. It's always gonna be, like, I just want to co-parent better. That's another reason for the podcast. Mm-hmm. I want to father better, and I want to co-parent better too. Right. You know what I mean? Like, miss, I'm damn near about to be married, so I'm not worried about who my baby mom freaking and sucking on. I don't care. But for you to have someone in your house that you pay for, that's fine, that's cool. But around my daughter, I just want to, because I read people. Like, I might see dude and be like, yo, this dude a whole pedophile. Shit, I grew up. Like, I grew up in the streets. I've seen all walks of life. You know what I mean? For the most part. So, I might see something and be like, yo.
I'm good.
Like, nah, I don't want him around my son. You know what I mean? When I have a son, you know what I mean? Like, just imagine the boom. You see somebody around your son, your baby mom, new boyfriend, and you don't see them on the gay page or something like that when they be blasting people on social media. Or you done seeing him with your gay cousin. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? It'd be
But
stuff.
if y'all not running the whole file down, like you're not running who you're dating by your
I always,
moms.
I'm not that type of baby father. Like, I've had too many in my point, too many women around my daughter.
Right, so
with
that's
her
what I'm
growing
saying.
up.
So how
And-
is that,
and my baby mom,
how
she
is
met
that
them.
fair? I know on the female side we're supposed to respect it because
My
we're
baby
not
mom
supposed
met
to
them, though.
want anybody around your daughters or your sons to protect them, but y'all can't control that to that sense. That's what I'm saying. Like, so it should be respected coming in as a parent substitute if it's going to be a parent substitute. If it's going to be long term that introduction happens, like whether it's a lack or a role that needs to be fulfilled. If you're in that household, because it may be like that person may be spending the night,
But that's different. Like, if somebody's just spending the night periodically here and there, that's cool. But if your child waking up to somebody every day, and I'm a man, so when I wake up in the morning, like with my kid, with my girls now, with her kids and stuff, when I wake up in the morning, whether if they spend the night at my house, when I wake up in the morning in my house, I put my shorts on and go to the bathroom. I'm not walking around with my joint out, as opposed to if I'm home alone. Or even if my kids, these kids came on my nuts.
But I'm confused at what are you saying though? Like, so
It's-
what is the?
It's a question that I wanted to see how he answered it, just to get his opinion on it. Because when the young man came to my car and let me know, like, oh, I mess with your baby mom, yeah, I stay over there, blah, blah, blah. And I never met him, I never saw him, I never heard anything about him. And I talked to my daughter and I was doing things for my daughter in my daughter's life. I was just like, what is really going on over there? Not concerned about what she's doing, just what's around my daughter, for my daughter's well-being. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, that's it, that's all.
Cool.
Yeah, I never really, what I'm saying, went through that. Like, my oldest seen me with my ex, who I have my four with, and my youngest four, I never, brought them around nobody. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep, everything be about
Still
them.
to this day?
To this day.
You wrong, bro.
Nah,
Now, out of the nah, you is, bro. Cause like I said, like I literally brought too many women around my oldest daughter. You know what I mean? Like all type of women. Like, and they loved her. She looked just like me. Spoiled her. You know what I mean? Like, she sent me a picture a few months ago of a purse that an old friend bought her. You know what I mean? Whether it's a friend or a girlfriend, they all loved my daughter. They all, did things for her. So, like, yeah, like, if you're going to be around somebody, like, just be around good people. You know what I mean? And you can't control that. So if I can't control that, at least let me know what's going on. So if something happens to my kid, I can know who I got to take out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to be realistic here. This 2024, people ain't
But that's
right.
why it's good to have that co-parenting relationship. You have to have a good rapport.
Right, and that's what I'm that's what I'm
Communication,
working on
like-
now. Like, that's what I'm trying to to learn better. You know what I mean, and become better at. You know what I mean, co-parenting too. Not only being a father, being a better co-parent. Like, do you know your baby father girlfriend?
No. I was just about to say, like, I don't care. I don't. Like, I know, I trust in him that he will have the right people around.
But see,
that-
all right, so
and
it's
then-
not being biased. Women is different, cause like y'all relationship with y'all daughters, like y'all buddy. I'm sure if your daughter,
Yeah, but that's what I'm.
if Emma
telling her.
Jones, if something
Yeah.
happened to Emma Jones,
She
like,
gon-
you know what I mean? Right,
I
right.
communicate that with her. Like, don't tell me. I don't want to know. Like, so she's very secretive, or in the same sense, she like to keep up mess. So she'll make up a whole bunch of names anyways and be like, oh, I was trying to get a reaction or arouse out of me. And once she sees she don't get that, so she'll move on. Like,
But you don't care for the most part.
nah, I never did.
Unless they're doing something inappropriately.
Yeah, and that's why I instill that in her. Let me know what's going on with you. So, from not only being around any other person that could be possibly in a relationship, just people, period. So, yeah, we have that open relationship where we communicate. So I trust that. And so I expect the same thing though. So don't come and ask me nothing. And I don't expect to introduce you.
But I'm
to
not
me.
asking.
So
I'm not asking, like, cause
Yeah.
I want you to understand 100% where I'm coming from. Like, I'm not asking cause I don't give a fuck.
Now,
Let me be clear.
But if
clear,
you do
but,
ask me, I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna ask
right?
you like
But then
I'm not gonna ask you
expect-
like, do you have a dude? You know what I mean? Or like I don't think I should even be like, in a real world. Maybe it's just in my head. You know what I mean? And this is why I got this platform so I could get it out of my head. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like in my world, like they should know who your kids around.
Yeah.
Both parents.
Because we
Like,
put so
I'm
much
not-
pain and work for our kids. It's like then we just.
But I think
it's a
that
whole
when
gap
your
we don't
kid
get
is
to-
old enough to communicate, and especially because Buffalo is so small, that if it was a question that's like, okay, if I had somebody around and she picked up on it, you know what I'm saying, she go back and she's able to talk. So if that person had to do their own, resume check, like they didn't already did that. Like, so they, like I said, you have to trust the person that you had kids with. So, and if you don't, then you have to go back and fix that relationship first. Like, first off, I don't care about who you with. I'm concerned for my child because of X, Y, and Z. So I would appreciate moving forward if you let me know so I can do a street check and let you know if this person is valid or not.
Okay, I guess.
Most people don't.
Right, like,
respond
all right,
to
like-
that, but that
Like-
do make sense in a better world. That's a fact.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
like, but like, all right. So you said like when a kid is able to talk and all that. So like, what if the kid not able to talk?
Don't have nobody around.
But that ain't it. Like that's not the world we live in.
But-
These girls is freaking off,
Right.
and they got a 6 month old baby. Is it? Oh yeah, 6 month baby, 6 month old baby. They freaking
It
off by the baby
happens.
wah.
It happens. In the
I
same
know.
bed.
But like you like, oh well, they shouldn't have them around. That's not the
It's
world
not
we
going.
live
It's
in.
not going. It's going to. That's what I'm saying. So what do you do in that moment? Like, so what is we saying? Like, what's going? So it's still going to be some emotional. It's going to be like it's some emotional ties.
So here
It's
on the
gonna
Bad
be
Dad podcast, we're breaking the divide. We are coming into some type of agreement. If and only if you in your kid's life. This don't apply if you're not in your kid's life, if you're not sending money or giving money, and you know what I mean? Like if you're not around the kids or whatever, if you don't do anything for the kids, like not one thing, you shouldn't care who your baby mom with, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. But if you are in your kid's life, you're trying to be a father, you're trying to get the kid, whatever they got to get, X, Y, Z, boom, 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 paying money, whatever.
And okay, so just to piggyback off of that, because I told you that was a reason. Okay, so it's important for me at this point, for my child, my daughter, to see me get treated right. So that's a reason for me to introduce, people, a person, or whatever. It's only been, a singular person now, but it may be more. I don't know. Like, I can't predict the future, so I'm not gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But you don't introduce your child to every nigga you fucking.
I know.
Like you just don't. You just don't. And like these people in this society do. I feel bad about introducing my daughter to multiple girlfriends. Not just girls I was having sex with, you know what I mean? I feel bad about the girlfriends. These girls is introducing their kids to every nigga they freaking.
Trying to make up for
But
different
yeah,
failures and things like
But
that.
I thought we was talking about the good side of it. Because I was about to say,
We want to
because
get to the good
I have,
side.
because you know that I hang with a lot of males. So I had to already have that talk with her. Like, that's my friend. She was like, no, that's not. That's your boyfriend. I was like, no, it's not. Like, that's my friend, and you can have male friends. So that's where it's a stigma already placed that you if you're a female, that you can't hang with men because you've slept with.
No, we ain't doing that. We being realistic. We 40 over here, so you can have. I have 3 female best friends. Not 1, not 2, but 3.
Mhm.
3.
But that's what, like I said,
I ain't fucking
I
either
had
one
to
of
have
them.
those conversations with her because I was around a lot of men, so she didn't see the difference in treatment. So she's trying to figure it out. Like, okay, like
Everybody treat her nice. Everybody,
yeah, you know what
of
I'm
your
saying?
friends.
Like, right. So
right.
I haven't seen nobody, you know what I'm saying, on the loving side because I'm not with her father, and I choose not to have nobody around. So then she's never gonna see that coming up. So you're robbing your child of seeing you get some affection, some love, because you're keeping that boundary up to protect somebody's ego, or what I'm really getting at. Oh, okay.
So it's cool for women to have multiple men around.
But it's the same standard.
Like I'm
for
talking about
men.
in their house,
No.
Like we not talking
Right.
about.
I mean, you gotta know that we're talking about. You said we're talking about the people that we're 40. So if we're dating.
I'm talking about people in the house. That's it. Like
right.
people in the house.
If you're dating and you have somebody that you're thinking about having long term, that's the whole point of having that introduction. You know, hey, I'm this person and I'm going to be in the house. I'm present and you may be an active father.
And then guess what? What if 30 days later it's over and now it's a new man in the house saying the same thing?
Then you have to take a step back. That's what I'm saying, to reflect and like, okay, so how much damage did that do to my child?
See, ladies, this is why I have the bad mom on sometimes, because she breaks it down, you know, in reality. So you don't want multiple men around your kid, but you want to do you.
Right.
That's what that's where we at right now.
That's
right.
how it should be.
But
like,
that's where we at right now.
separated,
But
you know
ladies, y'all don't have to have every man that you deal with around your kids.
Absolutely.
You just
not,
don't.
Because
You
it
just don't.
is because the way the system is now is so many pedophiles out here.
Right.
That's not even being arrested.
That's not even what they call it. What they call
Registered.
it? Yeah, registered.
Not even being brought up on the charges, like, and it's happening in your home. But it's not even happening more so with parent substitutes. It's happening with the same uncles, cousins, and brothers. You still got to be vigilant in your home of males and opposite sex, especially after the pandemic. A lot of time alone was spent in the houses while parents was at work. So I'm going way off on a whole nother tangent. But to bring it back around, like it.
Just
That's
be
the
more
point.
protective of what.
More vigilant, more
Yeah.
aware.
And
Just
make
be
it
more
about you. Like make it about.
Because
like,
how
you
many
know what I
people
mean?
do actually
Well,
check the
make it
registry
about
for
the
people?
kids.
Like,
Make it about the kids.
Well,
Because like,
if you want to get step into a relationship, make that about you and that person. You know what I'm saying? And,
Right.
or not. Just
and
make
your
it
kid
about
don't
you
even
and
got to
your
be in
kids.
it
but
until
how many
a
people
certain.
actually check the sex registry? I used to look at it for fun. Like when they came out with mobile patrol, like I was always on mobile patrol, and then I'm always going to the sex registry because I want to know who lives around me and what neighborhoods. As a
Not
single
even
mother,
dating, yeah.
that's something to be, aware of. Because there's a lot of people that are on the registry, like in the Lovejoy. I don't want to get to naming areas. I'm gonna let people do their own
Yeah, I was about to
research.
say, but the Bailey
But,
over that Bailey
like,
and
it's,
Bailey and
So that's some good things that you can,
What's
we
that?
should have had, like maybe after you can post. some-
Walden,
But
Bailey
see,
and
that's how
Walden over
important
there.
the dating thing is, though. Like you got to be thinking about that
Mhm.
on all different aspects. That's how dangerous. That's how real it is. You know what
But
I'm
like
saying?
I
It
know
shouldn't
some
be taken
people,
lightly, like you
I know
said,
some people
that-
that ain't even think about that. Like they just
No,
want to get their rocks
absolutely.
off.
You
Like,
know what I
yo,
mean? Like,
Mhm.
you got a whole family at home. Like you don't even know. Like he done knocked your socks off and put you to bed. And now he walking around your house while you sleep. He peeking in the room, and your 14-year-old or your 15-year-old daughter just get on the roof. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, and there done been some incidents where the something happened, and the mom don't even believe the kid because they be digmatized.
don't want
You know what I
to-
mean? So like, this is for the future generations and for the future people that's watching to know. Watch who you got in your house around these fucking kids, man. Like,
Once you
cause
have them, you gotta put them first. You know what I'm saying? You
But
got
there,
to.
but as men, like I said, you have to be proactive because there's women pedophiles as well. So a lot of men that I have talked to, I've always asked that question, like, what age did you first have sex? And was it with an older woman? Did somebody molest you? Because a lot of men don't look at it like you were molested. When you look back at it, you're like, oh shit, I got my rocks off at 11, 10. Like, what do you mean? Like,
I mean, I broke my virginity when I was 11.
that's not how old was the person?
She was 10.
Okay, so I'm talking
We was
about
kids.
pedophiles.
And my boy, shout out to my boy Mike. Not this Mike, it's my brother Mike, but shout out to Mike. He
But have
told
you ever
me, like,
been molested?
I've never been molested. Yeah,
It's
like-
a bad word. But have an older woman ever took advantage of you?
I mean, like, did she really take advantage of me? Because
Just because your body reacted, because that's a natural response.
but like
to
Stella was getting her
stimulation.
groove back. That's how I look
Or-
at it. Like, maybe
Well-
I was being molested. She was buying me shit and all.
How old was she?
probably like 30 something. And I
How
was
old
like
you?
18, 19.
No, that don't.
That ain't no-
I don't. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. Look, you got me thinking like, wait a minute. But I mean,
We're talking about pedophiles and dating
it's
and younger
different. It's
children in the
different
house.
with
18 years old. I don't know what you was
talking
doing
about a
with that
50-year-old. You
woman.
talking about a 50-year-old.
I don't know
and I
what
was
you was
16.
doing, Joe. Like, yeah, like a Jew. Joe, what the hell?
No, like I don't know. It's just more.
So, any older woman ever got you?
Nah, no, it haven't.
Yeah, like that. It don't really happen like that.
It happens like that.
Nah, it do be happening.
It happens like that. Let
When
me-
your man's got
like,
raped by the old
not
lady,
even,
the
not
old
even
finance
being,
cougar.
like, not even had to be no penetration. Like, it was women letting people fondle them, play with their breasts, like, like, it just was older women, like, that take advantage of younger boys,
Yeah,
too.
you hear stories, you know what I'm saying? You hear them, you know what I mean? And again, it's not looked at, you know, like with men, you know, it's not looked at the same. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah, that's it.
You gotta protect your boys, too.
You know what I mean? Especially, I used to work in a DFY when I used to live in Texas, and a lot of kids that would come in, it was a male facility. You would hear about it, and the way that they talk about it is not. But it's definitely not healthy. It's not, you know.
Right. That's for
Not
the women
normal.
pedophiles, but it's also the men pedophiles that's in the house. That's, you gotta protect your boys, too.
Mhm.
That's, you know, they're in a relationship with these women and they're secretly attracted or they have a thing for little boys or men, and so that's, you know, it's the same thing.
Terrible.
Just pedophiles. They don't, some people don't even have a gender. They just have.
All right, listen. Just be more mindful of who you have around your kids. We're gonna switch to the next topic, but it's serious. It's serious. You know what I mean? And like, we need to talk about it. It needed to be touched on, so we did. Just make sure you be more mindful. All right. So next topic. How many daughters do you have, Mike?
3.
Okay. Bad mom, you got one daughter. All right. What's y'all take on the weave, the long hair, the colorful hair?
I'm with it.
Stop
know
playing
it.
in my face.
I'm not. It's for kids, right?
Well-
I mean, I like the colors.
I'm talking about the like it. So you gonna
I
let Emma Jean get the?
Absolutely, not the blonde, but she's had rainbow hair. I think the colors for the kids, pink, purple, blue, that's kid colors. Like, her father was against it at first, and I had to tell him the same thing. Like, that's what kids do. Like, I've never seen it. Like, I don't want to walk around with the kind of hair that she has, but I mean, I can't say that because I do.
I'm about to say
like,
the people can't see you, but I can see you. You got your hair purple, pink, blonde,
so
brown.
that's what I do. So I'm for it. But as long as it stays appropriate, like if you're not getting streaks and no highlights of blonde and she wearing her natural brown, let me give her a skunk. You know what I'm saying? A little, no. But she's wearing.
See, man, see
She's
what we up
wearing-
against. Like she just hit us with the double whammy. She said
It's a
pink, green. She could get it as kids color.
colors.
But I ain't around for a streak.
No, now you
So
gotta
she
get
can have a
no-
whole purple head, but she can't have a streak of blonde.
No. Like, but then I'm not with the kids getting their hair dyed. Like, if I'm getting, my baby is braids, so she can get the rainbow braids. Like, dyeing your hair, I'm not going to damage your hair at all. But I'm not opposed to you wearing pink and purple and blue and whatever other color that you want to, because what is that really saying? Why is that inappropriate?
I just thought about it in middle of your conversation. I'm asking brother about that. His girls got the long, real hair.
Right?
They ain't wearing no weave or none of that. It
But
don't
if they
even.
want to put that,
But like,
that-
what
that-
you think about it? Yeah.
My youngest, they do have like little, you know, different color braids and stuff like that. Like my oldest, she pushes the envelope. She's older and she wants everybody to know she's older. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. You feel me? But like, I pick my battles. You know what I mean? Like they good kids. You know, so it's, you know, I kind of like pick my battles on that front. You know what I'm saying? And that's really, you know. And my oldest daughter, shout out to her, she do hair, you know what I mean? And so do the little one.
She just graduated from hair school.
She did, man.
Congrats,
Shout out
congrats.
to her, man. And yeah, I pick my battles when it comes to that. You know what I mean? I'm not really tripping with them like that. You know what I mean? You know, it just I think it matters. Like, you know, we worry about them so much, and I never thought I would be that kind of relaxed father. I kind of relaxed over the years and kind of picked my battles. And
Right, because I was never allowed, as a kid, my aunt and was so traditional, but like she was, you know, missing in action. She wasn't all the way present. So then, and I say, all right, because my mother wasn't present. You know what I'm saying? So the women that came are like, oh, you can't wear wigs, blowing your hair. I should have listened because I did, but I would no color hair. You're not wearing that. I felt foolish, like until I got an adult. Like, dang, I actually like this. I still do. Like, so I will never rob her of being a child because of my adult thinking.
Right.
Like, it's inappropriate when she's thinking childlike.
All right, so
They got to watching the trolls, unicorns, everything
all
running
them
around with
colorful
all,
hairs,
like
right.
the people on Nickelodeon always had color hair. So
Right.
we look and we idolize and look up to these people, but then no, you can't do that because it's making you fast. No, it's the pedophiles that have the bad minds,
Right.
and it's our minds that because we been traumatized, that's our way of thinking. So I don't.
all right, so I'm gonna stop you right there because the way I look at it was none of the above. I used
Tell
to
you
work
a
in
few.
school. I used to work in a school. You know what I mean? So I would see how kids, when they just got their little hair done, how they, instead of them writing, they, the whole time, you know what I mean? The whole time bouncing hair and swinging braids and beads clicking and all that and not doing their work. As opposed to the little girl with the, nappy little ponytail or the little light-skinned girl with her nice little bun. Just doing their work, just being a nice little regular kid. But the little girl with the long braids down her back, Miss Mary Mack, she clicking and beads and doing all that. It distracts the other kids sometimes. It distracts the kid, you know what I mean? And sometimes they do be looking a little grown. Like you don't see like I used to. Now my daughter she grown now, so I don't got a gripe with that. Julia she got natural hair, so she not she's a girly girl. She's in the theater, she's in the acting, all that good stuff. But she wear her natural hair. I mean, she damn near about to get dreads. But back in the day, that used to be an issue with my baby mom. Like, yo, I don't want my daughter with the long weave, whatever. She'll still do it.
Same way.
We used to be beefing like a motherfucker about it. You know what I mean? Because I'm taking my daughter with me every weekend. You know what I mean? I don't want people to be like, oh, look at Julian with that grown ass little daughter.
I mean, but she probably did her hair in
Oh no, that was
preserving
another thing.
styles
That was
so
another
that
thing we used to beef
you
about.
don't have to do it when the child is with you. So if I get it in braids, now of course
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna look better, or the fathers feel like having the natural styles is preserving the little girl, as opposed to if you add a little bit of extension, it preserving the style, and I won't have to worry about doing the hair for the next couple of weeks. And I can get up a little later, and I can now. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta stop thinking. I think outside the box is what I'm saying when it comes to parenting, because it's not the same. So we still acting like our parents was telling us, oh, you being, like I said, it's fast. And it's not, because it's really, we didn't have access to the social media and the phones and, you know what I'm saying? So we seen it.
Like we know what we was like missing out on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
We missed
at
out
least
on that part of our childhood.
Right. We was actually real kids though. You know what I'm saying? We was outside kids, really not.
And I think that's another thing.
You know what I mean?
I was a real kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we grew up in a total different era. It's totally different now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same. You know what I mean? So that is where a little disconnect
But
is
like I
too.
said, it depends on what you instill in your child. Because Emma, what?
You know, I always call my girl Emma.
Listen, my baby is not going to school and clicking and clacking. I'm asking her when she come home, like, they're feeling your hair. Was they on you? You know, I'm that type of parent.
Bad
like,
little kid, dog.
She like, nah, they see it. Like, that's her attitude. And so she want the attention, but not really. So sometimes she's like, okay, I don't want that color. I want this color. But it helps you learn your child as well, because of course I would think that she want the purple and the pink like me. No, her favorite color is blue. So you gotta, you learn your children early, and you pay attention to little things like that.
Okay. I ain't even gonna debate with the bad mom, because you got the pink with the green with the yellow with the purple hair right now.
And I work with kids every day, and I wear it because of them too. So, like, that's what it is.
They find it easier to relate. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right, so before we get out of here, last topic, okay? Now, single dad, right? What do you look for in a woman to bring to the table? Like, or is you staying single forever? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I think it's important for a man after, you know, a long relationship to figure out who he is. But, you know, because then you can really know what you're looking for in a woman. You know what I mean? Somebody has to be a partner, man. Love just isn't enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just have love and that's it. You gotta have a partner. You know what I mean? I think that's important. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like a partnership. You know what I mean? For sure. Or otherwise, it's not really worth it. You know what I'm saying? Just to be in love again and go through that, go through all whatever comes with that. That's just me, you know what I'm saying? So
you want to get married again?
I mean, if the situation came across again, definitely would. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against it at all. You know what I mean?
But if it don't, you like fuck it.
Yeah, for sure.
See, I never been married, so like I want to get married. You know what I
It's
mean?
a
Like that's the
beautiful
goal.
That's the thing. It is a partnership.
Like,
You can't
listen,
look at
in my head,
But
like,
when I got into it the first time, I didn't look at it like, you know, a partnership. You know what I'm saying?
what you
I
was like?
should've-
Was you looking at it like you was doing the right thing?
that and, you know, being, you know, not really knowing yourself and making long-term decisions without really knowing yourself, your value, you know what I mean? And now, you know, we have to deal with these decisions now when we have, you know, the baby mom situation that we're talking about right now, and they got to deal with us and we got to deal with them. So, you know, I think it's about, you know, not making the same mistakes over and over, you know, again, learning yourself and going through the hard stuff by yourself, especially as a man, because we got to lead the kids, the women, you know what I mean? They all looking for us, you know what I'm saying? We just get in the driver's seat because we can. That's how we wind up crashing the whip, so to speak, you know what I mean?
What about you, Bad Mom?
Of course, I want to have all of that stuff, but I'm still a work in progress. So, and what you asking me?
I'm asking you, like, do you want to be married? Or, like, do you want to be married? Do you want, you know, do you want more children?
No.
No?
Absolutely not.
Like, what's your dream stepdad for your daughter? Because she has a great father that's in her life as well. I need to get him more here. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm about to put the call in. I'm gonna get Bad Mom, baby dad up in here.
God-fearing first, like, because my baby loves God. So she's very spiritual.
Very important.
Present, because like I said, I need that love for her to see it. So it has to be some dates that include her, you know what I'm saying, or some time. Like, you have to check on my child. So I'm very, like, birthdays, holidays, like, I guess, I don't know, working on it still. It's happening. So I don't know.
Okay. Well, as for myself, I be having these little things in my head. So when I get married, God gonna give me my son, you know, because I'm a girl dad. So in my head, this is how it works out. So when I get married, finally, God gonna give me my son. I'm gonna wake up to my kid. I'm gonna figure this thing out in maybe about 5-6 years. Maybe we're gonna have a Great Dad podcast. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna learn, you know, the things that I want to learn. I'm gonna teach the things that need to be taught for other people. You know what I mean? Because again, this platform it's like the manual. You know how they say men never got a manual or a book how to become a dad? The Bad Dad podcast is the manual for men to become better fathers. Like, we bring in great dads on here, you know, and learning from them and asking questions that we want to know the answers to and apply that to our life. Like from last episode, me talking to Pastor D. Mott, I talked to my daughter's mom out of town. We about to get the dates for the next recitals, and I'm popping up on her ass.
Yay.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, so like we just doing it step by step. It's not a race. It's a marathon, as they say. But
It is.
we racing to become better fathers, y'all. We are. You know what I mean? And we're being responsible. We're being accountable. And we're not doing the things that we used to do. You know what I mean? Like, we want to be better men, better fathers, better brothers, better uncles, better goddads, better friends, better grandsons, sons, everything, y'all. So, episode 4 of the Bad Dad Podcast in the books. Again, we got my brother Mike. Let them know where they can find you at on social media.
I'm on Instagram, Mike Lowry, man. You know what I mean?
Mike Lowry. That's my boy. He cool as hell. He ain't smell that shit out for you no nothing. Like, Mike Lowry. Find me. You feel me? Single dad, ladies. Y'all get with my boy. You see my boy got the knowledge. You know how to talk, man. You feel me? And he a great dad. Nigga always got his kids, man. I'm trying to tell you. Bad mom, let them know where they can follow you. They can't see you, but they can follow you.
GD Baby 1. I ain't spelling it out.
Right. Find them. They said find them. And me, I'm Julian Russell, Mayor 716 everywhere. This is episode 4 of the Bad Dad Podcast. Again, the Bad Dad Podcast is the manual for fathers that want to become better fathers. If you don't want to become a better dad, go watch another podcast. You know what I mean? But we love y'all. Y'all love us. Thank y'all again, and God bless. Good night. Thank y'all too, man. For real. Oh, yeah, and share the podcast, man. Share the podcast with your friends, man. Let them know.